Autism spectrum disorder is one of the most common neurodevelopmental disorders. In most cases, autistic people receive a diagnosis in childhood, usually after the age of 4 years. However, some autistic adults are not diagnosed in childhood, even if their symptoms are more severe. And obviously, they grow up and become adults living with the autism spectrum disorder. Interacting with adults that have autism spectrum disorder can be a bit challenging, as not many of us know how to, and not many of us are actually knowledgeable when it comes to autism spectrum disorder. To tell us more is Elmarie Van Schalkwyk. Good morning, Elmarie. Thank you for joining me. Elmarie, I cannot hear you. I think your mic is on mute. If you can please unmute that for me. If you have any further questions, you can leave them in the comment section below or send them to us on our WhatsApp line. The number is 061 766 0355. We are talking about interacting with individuals with autism spectrum disorder. And let us try again this time. Hi, Elmarie. I still cannot hear you. Okay, while we give Elmarie a chance to sort things out over there, you may send us your questions or comments even. We'd like to know, how do you interact with individuals, especially adults with autism spectrum disorder? Not many of us are familiar with it. Not many of us know about autism spectrum disorder. And there are so many misconceptions that arises when we talk about autism spectrum disorder, as well as Down syndrome. Not many people know about this, but at least with Down syndrome, you can see the symptoms. You can recognize a person, rather. You can recognize a person that has Down syndrome. But with autism, how do you go about recognizing a person? If you are an adult that has autism spectrum disorder, or you know of someone, please send us your comments and questions, and let us know, how do you interact with them. I think it's better now. Yes, I can hear some sound on your side, Elmarie.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me now?
Good morning. Yes, I can. Thank you for joining me. All right, so let's get straight into it. There are so many people that do not know what autism spectrum disorder. So please just quickly give us a definition or an explanation about autism spectrum disorder.
Okay. What I gather from autism spectrum disorder, it's a very wide spectrum, and it's actually a genetic disorder that causes the brain not to develop properly, and also then cause problems with the functioning of the brain.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are the common characteristics of autistic people?
Normally, with our experience from the persons on autism spectrum, is that they can't actually socialize, or they have social problems in the sense of they have sensory overload, um, because of the autism. And then there's a wide variety of the types of autism as well, like the Asperger's, the normal classical autism, and then also the savant autism, characters or clients.
Mm-hmm. Well, you mentioned that there's a vast the different autisms, which is why it's also called autism spectrum disorder. Now, can you give us some common symptoms across all of them?
Yeah, so at Sunfield Home, we're actually not a center for autistic people, but we do have some of the autism residents here. So they differ. We have people on the as classified as Asperger's syndrome, that are well equipped to communicate properly and also to function sort of normally. Then we have the very low functioning autistic client that can't speak and can't speak or verbalize or show any emotion, and which makes it quite difficult for us in the sense of we need to be zoomed into this client to make sure that you understand and know their needs. And then we have the middle group, I would call the classical group, that are not high functioning, but also not low functioning. That's in regard to intellectual disability I'm talking about. And then they function quite well on their own, and they can also remove them from situations themselves if they feel that they've got sensory overload or whatever the problem is at that moment or are at that moment. But in our community, it's quite difficult because we've got other types of intellectual disabilities as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are the reasons for autism in adults not being diagnosed during their childhood?
You know, a few years or quite a few years back, plus minus 20, 30 years back, that I'm aware of, autism wasn't known, and thus they couldn't be diagnosed in the early childhood development, before the age of 5, and they couldn't be managed properly, and so they were classified as intellectual disability clients, and yes, and later on now, we all know that 1 out of 158 children under the age of 18 actually do have are on the autistic spectrum. So it's more well known, it's more manageable if it gets diagnosed before the age of 5 years old.
Mm-hmm. Right, Elmarie, please stay with us. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, I'd like to talk to you about how do we interact and work with people with autism spectrum disorder. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Thank you.
Towards the erecting of JoJo tanks in impoverished areas and for the vehicles to deliver water in areas of need. Donate to the Al-Fida Foundation. Visit our website at www.alfida.co.za or contact us at 041 484 1288.
Looking to get your kick? Kiki's have now reopened on 235 Matthews Maiwa Road in Durban. Head on over for the Taste with Kick. We offer something scrumptious for everyone in the family. Wraps, chicken tikka, burgers, tender grills, mocktails, milkshakes, and so much more. Corporate and events catering available. Visit our social media pages for more info or call 031 209 0119. Kiki's, the Taste with Kick.
Famine, conflict, and severe economic decline make the humanitarian crisis in Yemen the worst in the world. More than 20 million Yemenis do not know where their next meal is coming from, and over 10 million are suffering extreme levels of hunger. With your support, the Al-Imdad Foundation delivers essential food aid to starving Yemeni communities. It's a question of survival. So let's do what's right. Donate online at alimdad.com. or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
These are the days of Eid. Big takbir wherever you are. These are the days of Eid, Allah.
Add a sprinkling of sparkles to your magical parties and special occasions with colorful party supplies and awesome helium balloons. Celebrate Eid al-Adha in style with our stunning range of decorations, disposable tableware, meat bags and tags, Ziploc and self-sealing bags, refuse bags, polystyrene and foil trays, pallet wrap, Icona wraps, buff and clear tape. Eid al-Adha essentials galore. Be sparkled by our wide range of baking ingredients, baking tools, and bakeware. Stunning edible cake decor for Eid al-Adha. Sprinkles and Sparkles Party Shop. You want it all. Open Monday to Sunday. Visit us at 431 Inanda Road, Parlour, Durban, South Africa. Call 031 577 0604. Follow us on Instagram at Sprink and Spark and Facebook at Sprinkles and Sparkles.
Sustain, sacrifice, share. This Eid al-Adha, donate your Qurbani through Africa Muslims Agency. We ensure that your Udhiyah Qurbani not only feeds the poor, but creates sustainable incomes for local farmers, brings the practice of sacrifice to the villages, and shares the spirit of Eid. Sponsor in South Africa for 2,400 Rand. Africa, 1,500 Rand. Palestine, 6,150 Rand. Syria, 4,000 Rand. Donate online at africamuslimsagency.co.za or call 011-834-8685. Africa Muslims Agency, inspiring the spirit of giving.
It's a new beginning. It's a new era. Salam Media, humanitarian journalism.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Morning Talk on Salam Media. It is 18 minutes past 11. We are talking about autism spectrum disorder and how to interact and work with individuals, especially adults with autism spectrum disorder. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments section. We are live on Facebook, and you can also send them to us on our WhatsApp line. The number is 061 766 0355. I'm with Elmarie Van Schalkwyk, who works with cognitively disabled adults. Elmarie, thank you for staying with us on the line. And how can we work and interact with the people who have autism spectrum disorder?
At our facility in Sunfield Home, Wellington, we have clients on the wide variety of the spectrum. So with our persons with the Asperger syndrome, it's quite easy to actually work with these clients. Actually, one of my residents with Asperger's is working in our reception at our reception desk, and she's managing all our phone calls and so forth. Then we've got a specific house in at Sunfield House, Liebenberg, where our lower functioning autistic clients are, and like I mentioned, some of them can't even speak. So we take it definitely from individually. Our take is individually on each client. And we know them by now, and we know how to actually communicate with them. We try to not incorporate our clients in big groups because they can't manage with all that overload, sensory overload. And then we also have daycare visitors. We've got a client that's coming in once a week here at Sunfield, and he actually follows his own routine. We just need to be on standby with this client. So the interaction with these clients differs. And our staff members, our house mothers, are so experienced already with dealing with these clients and to actually pinpoint all their needs and to interact with them to actually solve their needs and address the needs.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, in a general setup where people around do not know about the person living with autism spectrum disorder, how can we go about interacting with them where we might not understand their outbursts of anger or the way they do certain things? So how do we go about that?
Again, in our setting, it's easier for us because we already know the clients. So to deal with them, we know when they will have an outburst is sort of maybe, or to remove them from the situation and address that outburst at that moment, because there must be a reason for the outburst, and it could be due to any overload. So in the vast community, it's quite difficult. Again, people are always in our setup, and the we get applications, quite a lot of applications for autistic adults, because there aren't enough facilities for these type of people. So again, most of the Asperger's clients are situated in the community, but the middle group and the lower functioning group, they are needed to be facilitated in residential care facilities. That's the biggest outcry there. So yeah, but our community understand these clients already. We tell them that, you know, each and every one is special, and each and every one has got a different need and a different way of expressing themselves. So we need to actually respect that person when they have an outburst, when they can't cope, and the other residents then act to that.
All right. And what are some mistakes that we tend to make when dealing with people with autism?
We want them to interact. We want them to look up to you and speak to you, and not ignore you and sort of just turn away from you. But that's the biggest mistake. That's their way of coping with what the situation might be. So yeah, you just need to wait till that person comes to you and then try and interact with you. So yeah, that is, I think, the biggest mistake, that you don't get the attention of the person, but you want the attention of the person.
All right, so Elmarie, thank you so much for your time. But before you go, where can people go for more information?
At Sunfield Home, our website is www.sunfieldhome.co.za, or they can send me an email at elmarie@sunfieldhome.co.za, and our contact number is 8735038. Sorry for that.
Can you please repeat that?
Sorry, our telephone number is 021-873-5038. My email address is elmarie@sunfieldhome.co.za, and our website is www.sunfieldhome.co.za. And yes, please contact us regarding any applications for intellectual disability. Like I mentioned, we're not really equipped for the autistic clients, because it's a special field and you need one-on-one communication and one-on-one managing of these clients, especially the lower functioning guys. Yeah, but we always assist with whatever the query might be.
All right, so thank you so much for your time, Elmarie, and have a wonderful day. We do have a comment here from Sheikh Shahid Stakala, watching from the Holy City of Jerusalem and occupied Palestine. As a former lecturer and invigilator in the exam room at School of Rail in South Africa, I had to adjust when I had my first student with autism. It was scary at first, but he turned out to be one of the top 10 students. Knowledge is the antidote to fear. Oh, thank you for the comment, Sheikh Shahid Stakala. And well, like Elmarie said, just let people be. Just let them be and interact. Farnaz Abdul Wahid says, I need assistance in autism, based in Lodium. I have no experience, but in contact with an autistic child. Elmarie, can you quickly, I don't know, what can you tell Farnaz? Farnaz is based in Lodium, Pretoria.
The best option would be to contact Autism SA, and they will give you the best direction regarding the special field of clients.
All right, so thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day too. Bye.
Bye. Elmarie Van Schalkwyk from Sunfield Home. If you would like more information, go to www.sunfieldhome.co.za. For the comments like the one from Farnaz, you can visit Autism South Africa. Please get in contact with the Salam Media. And yes, you can contact Autism SA for more information. The information, all you have to do is type in Autism SA in Google, and you will get the websites that you can go to, and all the information will be there, and they will provide you with assistance to someone closer to where you live. And you may also contact sunfieldhome.co.za if you require any clarification and any other information. The number is 021 873 5038. 021 873 5038. You are listening to the Mid Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Mara Makwanda, and we will be back shortly.